but my dick's still up.
Look, we're entitled to our opinions, even if we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. The middle class holes. Dude, I know it's been, what? Has it been over a week now since the World Series? And that thing has left me empty inside, man. I don't think I've been that juiced up for a single sports event and God knows how long. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is this considered like sports desert right now? I know the NFL's going. I know the NBA just started up. I know the NHL just started up. I know college basketball just started up. But like, there's nothing on the line. I feel like, we 8, maybe some teams 9 games into the NFL season. Anybody who can predict the NFL season 8, 9 games in is full of horse shit.
Right. Yeah.
So there's no intensity on the board right now.
So I think I watched earlier on this week on PTI. They were trying. It's when they do the last segment where it's kind of the clock and they just hit like 6 or 7 segments.
Yeah.
They just kind of do a rapid fire thing. And Wilbon asked Tony about I think it was like an NBA game. Some team got blown out. It's like, do you care? It's like, no, not now. I don't care.
No.
Wait till January. Then I'll start caring.
Right. And I know there's another, like a real sports desert just after the Super Bowl where if you're
March Madness owns that block of time, that 3-week stretch. And that's it. I know Major League Baseball is getting underway and things like that. But yeah, after the Super Bowl is kind of the renowned, at least in America, if you're not a soccer fan across the season, it's a dead zone.
But I think what happened is that World Series was so fucking incredible that as soon as it ended and I tried to watch another sporting event, I was like, meh. My adrenal gland was like, dink, 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 knocking on the door, like, hey, what's going on? I can't get turned on anymore. The World Series got my adrenal gland so rock hard, like I just ate 3 Blue Chews, that I just can't get up for any other fucking sport right now. That thing was fucking incredible.
And I think, if you're a passive or a non-baseball fan, you could have got juiced up for that regardless. If you just like sports and you like postseason sports. But if you like baseball specifically, I think, well, no, excuse me, not specifically. If you like baseball, you could like baseball and other sports. But if you're a fan of baseball, I think we were salivating for a good World Series. We were due. We were due for a banger. The last one we got, in my opinion, was the Cubs Indians in 2016. So it's been about a decade before we got a real fucking humdinger. Yeah, and it ended on a weekend too, a Saturday night.
I drank 4 from the time Yamamoto entered the game till the game was over. I drank 4 beers. It's 2 and 2/3 innings. Like,
like your pitch count was up.
Yeah, God damn. I actually stood there for a minute with like the 5th beer with my finger on the tab, and I was like, you shouldn't do this. Like, this is you. I mean, because listen, the whole game I had like 2 leading up to that, and then it was just like, and I paced back and forth. I had a specific like flight plan from where my TV is. Stand there with my hands on my hips, watch the pitch. Either something happens or it doesn't. I walk over to the fireplace. I step up on the hearth. I step back down and then work my way back in front of the TV. Take a big swig, set it down, wash, rinse, repeat.
That's your pitch clock.
Yeah, that's my pitch clock, dude. I had it all. I had it dialed in. Me and Yamamoto were set at the same time.
God, that's it. And it's. Again, like I said, it was such an exciting World Series. I mean, we got back from what were we doing? We went to a friend's birthday party, and it was one of those ones like I said, I'm not going to use the World Series as a crutch to get out of here, but if I'm looking at my fucking phone and it's tie game around the 4th or 5th inning, we got to have a safe word, Sarah. We got to get the fuck out of here. Fucking I'm gonna go nuts. This was the place we were at. They didn't have cable, but. It gets into the extra innings, and they had that 18-inning game, 4 days before that? And Sarah's like, what if this one goes 18? It's like, I'm watching it. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. It's Saturday. I'm American.
Not just it's Saturday, but it's it. This is all the baseball I'm going to get. And so when they tied that thing up, I just was rubbing my hands together like, Like I was getting ready to chop a tree down. Like, here we go, baby. Let's put in some more fucking work. I felt like I was in that game. I don't know, man. Again, I don't particularly care for the Dodgers. I absolutely hate the Blue Jays. I actually feel bad for the Blue Jays. It was such a good fucking game, and they played so well. This is one of those ones where, like, they didn't lose. Just the Dodgers found a way to win. It was, I mean, Kiki getting fucking nuked by Ganjay, like, because he had to be. Sorry, brother. I'm putting you through. I'm fucking gonna Dudley Boys you through the fucking fence because we gotta have this out.
Kike, get the table. I think, yeah, and it's one of those weird things. Like, if any team, because Toronto, respectfully, isn't big market. They're big market for Canada, but they're like middle of the road. They're not a small market team. They own Canada. Toronto's not small. I think just the way that revenue sharing is in Canada, it's a little bit different. And fucking players don't sign there because I don't know if you've ever seen what they get taxed.
No, I know that there are certain players that will put teams on their radar for their agent because it's like they ain't got no state income tax.
Listen, people, you talk about free healthcare and all the things that, the great country of Canada has to offer. It's because they take a lot of your fucking money. It is what it is. But, they're by no means big market. I just think that team was constructed to be somewhat of the Dodgers kryptonite. And if they weren't going to do it, I'm like, well, I don't know who's going to do it down the road. I don't know. A team like that's not, is Toronto built to withstand? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just think that like the rigmarole of a 162 game season and then the postseason, that team, if they weren't going to do it, I'm like, maybe it's going to be the Dodgers or bust for the next 3 or 4 years.
Hey, I don't know. There's like good and bad in this because, I mean, you've got Ohtani making $700 million. I know it's over a lengthy period of time and all, but it might force a salary cap if they keep winning. Who knows if there's a competitive advantage based on unlimited funds. Well,
it's the luxury tax is the big thing, but the Dodgers rake in so much money because of their TV market and the revenue that they're just kind of like, well, we'll pay it, whatever.
Well, I'm sure there's
making money.
And the thing is, I'm sure there's some old heads like from New York that were like, they're still the Brooklyn Dodgers to me, and they're still fucking tuning in. So there's that little niche. So
that's that dwindling niche. Come on, dude.
Yeah,
they left
true.
In the early 50s, mid 50s rather.
I know, but dude, one thing I'll give New Yorkers, man, is like they are suckers for nostalgia. Their grandfather was a Dodgers fan. Their great-grandfather was a Dodgers fan. And now I'm a Dodgers fan. As they suck their cigar out of their neck hole.
Right here. This was home plate at Ebbets Field. Like, wait, this is someone's apartment. No, right here. It says it. Yeah.
And that's why it's $1 million a month.
Yeah, right. Now that you mention it, because college basketball started. I'm a big college basketball fan. Actually, Monday night, the Terps played. And albeit they played Coppin State. For those of you who don't know, Coppin State's a small, historically African-American college in northern Baltimore. Smaller school. Maryland had the way with them. So it was tough to get like, I was excited. I was like, yeah, fucking A, college basketball. Terps are on. Let's rock and roll. And it was like, okay, it's going to suck. I did watch the Duke Texas game at the Dick Vitale has his own start of the season tournament, by the way. I don't know if the Dick Vitale Invitational.
No, and I did not know you needed to be invited for Dick.
That's right. Duke, Texas, and Duke's good again. So it is what it is. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Not just the end of the World Series, but we said this before we started recording. NFL fans will disagree. There are NFL fans who watch baseball, and as soon as Week 1 starts, I mean, it's tough to differentiate between someone's fandom. It's almost anecdotal to try to, create the pie chart of where you stand. I'm sure there's people who are, I was going to say Chargers or Rams fan. I don't know if that's the case, but people who tune into both. But there are people like Week 1 NFL. They're like, okay, yeah, baseball's secondary. I'll watch it, but I'm an NFL guy.
And well, I mean, my NFL season starts when the Orioles season ends. So, if the Orioles had won the World Series, this would be Week 1 of Ravens football for me. I'd be like, where are we at? Oh, shoo, ooh,
yeah.
yeah. But I honestly think the Ravens are still good. I think the Ravens are probably still going to squeak into the playoffs somehow, and then we're going to lose like really quickly in the first or second round.
And there's so many middle of the road teams. There's so many, there's so many, like, as they put it, like playoff bound or clear path ahead of them, 6-3 teams that have really good wins and just kind of head scratching losses. Like, wow. And you have a 6-3 Panthers team. I would have lost a lot of money if someone would be like, leading up to week 10, the Panthers will have just a winning record. I'd be like, yeah, sure. take my money. Give me 9 weeks. We'll see.
I just think it is weird because the teams that I don't pay attention to are a lot of them. Like, I don't pay attention to the Broncos. I'm like, oh, the Broncos are good. Like the Colts, like, well, the Colts are
fucking,
good.
Yeah. And then the Colts lost to kind of the middle of the road Steelers a couple weeks ago. There's just the parody so paradoxical.
Well done. Oh, but I got to be honest. The only reason I know anything about the Colts is because of the daughter on the sideline, which I don't know why anybody's mad about the daughter being on the sideline. Hey, Wes, your dad just passed away, and you've just been bequeathed a multi-billion-dollar sports franchise. What do you want to do? You want to go sit in the box? Or you want to go stay on the fucking sidelines with a headset on, know what the fuck is going down?
So this is Irsay's daughter who stands on the sideline and rocks a headset, and a headset with a mouthpiece. Now, whether or not that's connected to anything, I don't know. But this has gotten the football enthusiast up in arms. That this probably, I would say, it's probably because it's a female. Let's just be honest.
That seems to be what the consensus is. But listen to her talk. This is a chick that grew up in football. She knows her
Cameron
stuff.
Diaz, a la fucking Any Given Sunday. Yeah,
she knows her shit. I mean, she's not dumb. Her exact quote that I respect the fuck out of her for was, this is a $1 billion industry, and we're spending millions of dollars on each decision. Instead of having someone convince me why I'm spending that money, I want to know why I'm spending that money. I want to know, did that player fuck up? Did the coach send in a bad call? Or did the coordinator make the wrong read? I want to know why whatever went up in flames, and I don't want somebody to tell me who's to blame. I want to know who to blame. And she knows football well enough to know that complicated geometry. So, dude, if it's like Jerry Jones being as involved as he is in the team. He owns it. It's his. He can do whatever he wants. I can't imagine what I'd do if you gave me the world's money and said, here, do whatever you want. I'd probably have a losing Orioles baseball team. That's what would happen. You guys would be calling for my head.
This is the only explanation anyone needs or ought to get. I own the team. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm heir to the throne. I can do what I want.
Everybody got mad at Al Davis because Al Davis made himself so visible. But Al Davis was so visible because he cared about the Raiders as much as I would care about the Raiders. I'm actually shocked that you don't see more owners doing exactly that. It almost seems like you don't care about your team if you're not doing that, in my opinion. It's amazing that it's so shocking. It's almost like it's probably the same people getting mad at the cameras flipping over to Taylor Swift during Chiefs games, getting upset that she's on the sidelines. I think old Carly's doing a damn fine job.
There's also there's also executive producers for these networks who understand viewership rakes in dollars. So let's just keep fucking doing it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's also this thin line between in the world of ownership between inserting yourself where you either do or don't belong, according to fans, or just being an outright scumbag. And one of my favorite examples, do you remember Marge Schott? She owned the Reds.
Yeah.
No, she was a racist piece of shit. She actually went on record to say that she got pissed off that the Reds in 1990 swept the World Series because she wanted to come back to Cincinnati in order to get more TV revenue and more gate and more vendor spending. She was pissed that it ended in 4 games in Oakland. And she didn't charge. Fucking Eric Davis, I think he lacerated his spleen or separate. I think he did. He caught a diving catch in left field. It was an amazing play, but I can't remember. He lacerated his kidney, got pulled out of the game, and that they wouldn't charter a flight back for him from the hospital.
Why? For being cheap or just like
just being a cheap ass. Like, you got to fly back from Oakland. You didn't get the team plane back. Yeah, because I was in the fucking hospital with a fucking kidney that got lacerated, bitch.
God. Yeah. And so we can either have that type of ownership,
Right.
or we can have this type of ownership that's now 7-2 on the season. So, make your bed, lie in it. But I mean, Steinbrenner. The only reason we know the names of the owners we hate so much is because they involved themselves so much with the team that they owned. So, sorry, I don't. It's actually kind of odd. You don't know the owner of every team in the league. The ownerships that you know are like the minority owners that are celebrities who they got just so the owners actually didn't have to show up to the games. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's
or the teams that do well. Chris, Robert Kraft wasn't a hands-on owner. He had a GM who made all the decisions. He had Bill Belichick, and arguably the greatest player or quarterback of all time, depending on who you talk to. Robert Kraft was known because the Patriots won so much, and he was getting hand skis by rub and tug units in Florida.
Hey, you can afford it.
That's right. Hey, I'm gonna put on this headset while you rub me down. It makes me feel more authentic.
It does make me wonder, why go to how horny are you at that age that you got to go to an actual establishment? You can't just pay somebody to come in. I mean, there are closed mouth hookers out there that'll probably do better for you for less money and less visibility.
Yeah, come to my house, sign an NDA, and get your massage and ear on.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, let's just finish the whole gamut of sports atrocities. So now the NFL record for the longest field goal. So I was thinking of Justin Tucker with the
yeah.
His legacy has been completely uprooted and destroyed within a single season of not being in the NFL. I thought the only thing that was going to make people go, well, was the 68-yard field goal, which has now been eclipsed by the 70-yard field goal.
68, sorry. He kicked a 70-yarder. It was 68 regular, 70 in preseason, which doesn't count. He kicked a 68-yarder. But still amazing, incredible.
Yeah. But now it's over. It's done. It's Justin Tucker is now a footnote as one of the greatest kickers of all time. And by the time all this is said and done with the way kickers are kicking footballs now, he's probably going to be a top 5 in the next 10 years, but definitely not at the top of the heap anymore. I don't know. What's your take? Should the NFL change any rules for kicking?
Kicking? Fuck. I mean, what can you change? I mean, they're from the spot of the ball plus 17 yards. I mean, how can you make it harder?
I don't know.
We talked about what, make the field goal posts thinner, tuck that baby in a little bit.
Either thinner. I guess that's the only thing you could really do with it. Thinner and higher, maybe. So the ball has to travel further to make it through. Or do they actually go nuclear and say you can only kick a ball from your opponent's side of the field? So if you're at the 49, they're 49. Sorry, no more. That's it. That's the limit. You can kick it from the 50 forward, and that's it.
Yeah, or make it like an NBA thing, like a 1, 2, and 3. A chip shot's 1 point, 30 to 40 yarder or whatever is 2, and then anything after that's an official 3.
Because that's the other thing I hate the bitching about. It's kickers are too good now. It's that's called evolution, friend. You have 3 good kickers all the way up through the 1990s, and then you have half the league with a good kicker. And now, because people realize they can butter their bread kicking a football, you've got maybe 20 out of the 30-some teams with fucking great kickers now. At least maybe not accuracy-wise, but they all got fucking cannons on those hips.
Yeah. They're all. I mean, they all would have been. If you transplant them 20 years ago, they'd have been the best kicker in the league. Every kicker in the league now, take them back 20 years, they're the best kicker.
Yeah, 100%. And now that's part of the game. I don't know. I don't hate it. Why are we hating on it? I don't know. I think it's
just because it's so automatic. Because 45 yarders weren't gimmies when we were growing up. It's this is dicey. This is dicey. Now it's it's almost like it's like Larry Bird shooting a free throw, man.
But you say that, but I feel like this year I've seen more blocked or deflected kicks this season already than I have in like the last 3 seasons. I think I think the kickers are changing the trajectory of the football. They're kicking it more, like they're kicking it lower so it goes further. And I think these linemen are bigger, more athletic, and can get up and get to where the ball's path is. So it's all going to even out. Maybe not. Who knows?
Here's what you do. You allow the, like when you're doing the inbound, I don't even know if it's an inbound, but the pass in rugby, they throw people up, they hoist them up. Maybe that's what the people are trying to block do. And they allow it. It's got to get these people up 15 feet in the air. They're like a gymnast style, So like they're throwing these cheerleaders 15 feet in the air doing somersaults. You get yourself a little D back and
Who was that coach that said he wanted to put a dwarf on the team so they could just throw him over?
I don't know.
God. Oh, no, there was an actual coach that was like discussing if you can push players, you can throw players, and if you can throw players, maybe we should hire like a 90-pound person with dwarfism. We'll hand them the ball, like one of these like micro wrestler guys, and just fucking throw them over the fucking line.
Hornswoggle and fucking chuck that little bastard over. Wow. I mean, if I don't know, are they both deads? Are they going to break? Sorry, man. I don't know enough about these folks.
I know they all have some of them have more medical issues than the others, but man, I don't know. I've watched some micro wrestling. They seem pretty durable to me. So not any less durable than any other human. I think the bone density is the same for the most part. I mean, but let's be honest. There's a difference when two pieces of mass come in contact with each other. You better hope you get them over.
This play will go right until it goes horribly wrong. Until some hand slips and some poor fucking human is crippled to bits.
Well, how many cripplings have we seen already this season? We've got a dislocated elbow, a dislocated knee, a dislocated ankle.
Yeah. That Jaden Daniels one was almost unstomachable.
I'm glad
for the squeamish crowd in the world, the squeamish, stomach. Don't watch that shit.
I saw I saw he was getting hurt during the live. So I made sure I didn't watch the replay. And then Maria goes, "Oh, you don't want to watch that replay." And then I looked up and they're like, "Oh, we're not going to show that replay again." It's like, sweet, fucking missed it. Yeah, I don't need that shit, dude. Because the Theismann thing, still to this day, I can't watch that shit.
Yeah, that the Theismann was kind of because it was Monday Night Football, and of course it's Howard Cosell too. Oh no. It is so bad. That Daniels 1-1. And apparently he didn't break any bones. So the surgery went well. We'll see. It's his non-throwing arm. He's going to be in a goddamn bionic cast for the foreseeable future, if not forever in his playing days. But man, that was fucking man. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. In between the holes, presented by the middle class holes, Foxman and Murr. Hey, listen, this week Sarah was on her way to work. I was working from home. I know what the deal was. Her hands were full, so she couldn't text. So she just sent me like an audio message. And this
had to relay it somehow.
This is the of course, we've been married now for just a shade over 10 months. And this is what I'm learning. This is the pertinent need to know FYI information that married couples share with one another. Have a listen. Hold on. I gotta.
Of course.
Turn the volume up. User error here. Okay,
all right. They are pumping sewage at the school, and it smells like dog shit outside. Like the minute you open the door, I almost vomited. Just a heads up.
Just a heads up. FYI, they're pumping sewage from the school down the road. It stinks.
In elementary school? Is that what it is still?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you know what kids consume, man. And they just got done with Halloween, so there's all sorts of just fucking rotten Lunchables and sugary candy turds just getting ripped out of the ground right now. Now, when she says open, is that the front door of the house or just her car?
No, well, so she was parked probably a half a block away, but she was saying as soon as you walk down the steps out of our house. Yeah.
Hey, man, look, I get it. You need to share. You just need to share miserable experiences with somebody, and you should be grateful that you love poop. You know you do. So that was a 1A voice text, man.
That's
Be
it.
proud. You married the right lady.
The zinger. Just so you know. That's the bit that cracked me up. Babe. Starts it with babe. Oh God. Yeah, no, I like to think that I think I would have just texted it to her. Just said, hey, just so you know, the neighborhood smells like fucking rotten bowel movements. Or maybe not. Maybe just waited for her to be like, oh my God, I walked outside for a half second. It smelled like a goddamn balloon turd blew up.
I'll say this, though. I know a lot of times, like, if I'm texting you, I generally think you get the sarcasm that's, like, embedded in my message. But there's a lot of people that would benefit better if they got a message from me in voice form so they could actually get the true meaning behind the words. So, you know, I might start doing that more. I enjoyed that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So we're going to get to a BuzzFeed list as we do here on In Between the Holes, presented by the Middle Class Souls. So I have to say that each and every time. It's a mouthful, tongue twister.
You're not saying
this is it's weird flexes people have heard. I don't know. After reading this one, I'm kind of wishy-washy about the manager who says she's never prided herself in never listening to music for 15 years. Should I read that one? I might as well. Cat's out of the bag. Manager from a different department bragged about not listening to music for 15 years because she didn't have time. Car radio, she says doesn't turn it on. What about when you're in a supermarket or some store and background music's on? She says she tries to ignore it. Conversation was about 12 years ago, so I'm still confused.
I mean, I don't specifically sit around and listen to music either. I mean, and we've talked about my silent car rides to work now, or I'm just talking to Grok. I'll get into a couple, like, if I'm like, man, I wonder, I'll punch up a specific song, and sometimes that'll take me down a rabbit hole, but it only lasts like a day or so, and I'm right back to just wind noise and just regret all the way to work.
It just, again, it is a very weird flex. I listen on my car rides. I listen to exclusively music or sports talk radio. So, and if you strip me of music, I'd be, well, she's stripping herself, which is just, again, a brag about something like that. No, I don't listen to music. Don't have time. Like, what? Whatever.
Well, I saw something. I don't even know what it was, a TikTok video. And I got to the comment section and it turned into like, it turned into a therapy session for these people. Apparently this could be hormonal too. Like, this person could be so depressed, much like myself, that they just don't want any outside emotions entering their body. Because it went into like all these dudes like, yeah, I'm 48 and it's been like this for me for about 10 years. And everybody's like, you need to get your testosterone levels checked. And I'm like, oh shit. I got a doctor's appointment coming up. I wonder if I'll love music again.
That's right. Yeah, don't listen to that Down by the River. God. I have a good story to tie into this one, but I don't use PTO. Someone said that. So you're basically working for free. Weird flex, but okay. I get that. So this varies from job to job, company to company, organization to organization. And it also varies whether or not you have use it or lose it or how much rolls over. Because if it is use it or lose it, you're a fucking idiot. I mean, in my humble opinion.
Okay, well, so is there a difference between your vacation time and your PTO? Because like I have specifically AL, annual leave, and then I have SL, sick leave. And so annual leave is like, I'd like to schedule a vacation. And sick leave is like, I've got a doctor's appointment or I've got a little procedure coming up. I'm going to need to take this amount of time. Like I have
personally?
Yeah. Like, because I know like some companies, they don't even differentiate. They say you get up to 6 weeks off a year. But I don't know, whatever. But you only have to justify like 2 of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Personally, for myself, it's all just PTO. It's a blank slate. It doesn't matter how you use it. I don't have to say sick, vacation, or I just don't feel like doing anything. I mean, I just use it as I please. But I understand what you're saying. Some of this, like, because I'm thinking about, and the government stopped doing this. There used to be basically unlimited rollover at one point in time. And organizations a la Uncle Sam got wise to it, and they stopped allowing people to do it because people like my old man wound up with fucking 3 fucking years of PTO. And this is the story I wanted to tell you. So first of all, he planned his retirement like 2 years in advance, and he had every other Friday off. In the last year and a half, he took every other Friday off.
Right.
PTO. And there was one point, I don't know, brace yourself. Then we can judge the old man, God rest his soul, behind me, tipping his cap here. There was someone in the department who was sick. Not fatal, but it could have trended that way without immediate, medical intervention. A bunch of people in my dad's department volunteered because he was burning through so much PTO while going through these treatments, said, I will give you some of my time. And they asked my old man. He said, no, I earned that. I'm not giving it up. Sorry. I'm sorry he's sick.
I mean, the sack it takes to say no is admirable. I'm telling you, man. All right. I can tell you how I would have handled that situation. They would have had to remember and caught me, and cornered me in order for me. Group situation, I might have given some up. But when everybody's discussing it, I probably would have gone to the bathroom for about half an hour until the conversation ended.
Yeah.
I would not voluntarily give, because I know how fucking hard I work. I show up 9 years. I have not missed a day of fucking work. And you're telling me now, I feel bad too, because I think about people that donate kidneys and shit. I know that's life-saving stuff, but dude, you're putting yourself through some shit. You know what I mean? You're getting an organ removed from your body. And what if I need it eventually? What if my one ends up going bad later in life? I'm like, fuck, why did I give that other one away? Son of a bitch. Yeah.
And they're only good for 5 years when you donate them.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not even worth it.
It's part of the argument. But yeah, the not using PTO in my mind. I mean, we can roll over up to, and I can't remember what it is.
Mine's up to you can hold up to 100 extra, every year, 100 extra. So I can't remember how much. I can't remember how many hours I get. But if I don't use all my hours, that rolls over up to 100 hours. Which, man, right. I mean, at that point, I have contemplated doing it, and then just 1 year, taking an entire summer off just for shits and giggles. But my sick leave, here's the other thing, though. Now, my sick leave does roll over. You can accumulate that till the day you retire, but they don't cash it out for you anymore.
Oh, but then that, in my opinion, is bullshit.
I agree. I mean, I've earned every dollar of those fucking hours. And so what ends up happening in my line of work is that people, they get into their 60s, they got a lot of aches, a lot of pains, a lot of bumps, a lot of bruises. And let's just say for the last 3 years, they work about, 1 or 2 months out of the year. The rest of the year is going in and using our nice government subsidized insurance to have procedure after procedure after procedure done so they can be in tip-top shape when they finally punch their card for the last time.
Not a bad plan.
Which is the plan I have.
My neighbors across the street, a mom, her daughter, and 2 grandkids. She was pissed because the school was sending the police because her granddaughters were missing too many days. I didn't finish high school, and neither did my daughter, and we turned out fine. The grandma saying we didn't finish high school.
Nice.
God. Yeah, I mean, that's a bygone era. And they don't even really... That's the thing. I was actually talking with someone. There's people in my C-level admins that didn't graduate from college, attempted it and didn't. And I like that. There's going to be a paradigm shift here soon with college.
Oh yeah, because I feel like at least if you're a news watcher, and I would say if you are in industry, you probably follow the news pretty well, and you're probably not wildly satisfied with the graduates that are coming out of most universities in the country. I'm not saying all of them. Just not every profession needs a college degree, and for whatever reason, I'd say right around the late 90s, any company that had a stock symbol made it mandatory to have a minimum of a bachelor's degree. And, so like the way my career path went, I ended up not finishing college. And then I got to my late 30s and I was like, well, fuck me. Guess I'm stuck now because I can't get a job anywhere because I can't convince them with a piece of paper I would have earned 15 years ago that I'm qualified. Bummer.
Yeah. There is something to be said about, convincing an employer that you're a responsible enough human for them to give you money. I just feel as though there's eager enough people at 18 and 19 who have the skills, work ethic, and determination who also don't have the financial fortune or don't want to go into that type of debt that could be a benefit to the company. They don't need a bachelor's degree. They don't need to sit there and listen to someone break down fucking mitochondria in a bio class and be like, oh, great. This is going to work.
Most of them end up in a blue collar job and end up making probably do end up making six figures by the time they're in their 40s. So it kind of worked. It's sort of balanced itself out. But now, like, college is way too expensive now, obviously. People, all you see on social media is people bitching about the debt they have. I mean, we both know somebody, friend of the show, like, makes a good paycheck, but is still paying down fucking college debt. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And there's going to be, think about this. There was a pretty substantial decrease in childbirths in 2008 because of the national, of the, wasn't dead. The status of the status of America at that time. We were going through an economic crisis, so people weren't having children, and rightfully so, because you just can't afford it. So sometime here in the near future, that era of kids are going to start going to college, and there's going to be less enrollment.
Yeah, and less guaranteed security coming out of it too. Think about all the people, say 10 years ago, who got a computer science degree. I mean, I just listened to Elon on Rogan, and he's basically saying, yes, there's going to be an absolute bloodbath in the tech industry here in the very near future.
These people get these degrees and expecting jobs.
Yeah, which they got out and they started coding for a company. Great money, great work. But now we've got the computer that you built that we asked you to code. That's going to do the job of like 15 of your coworkers. So, sorry.
And they don't require PTO.
No, not at all. No rolling over there.
I had a boss who would call my handwriting ugly and chicken scratch. She thought she had the authority to say it because she won an award for her handwriting, which she bragged about for almost a week. Eventually, I learned that the award that she won was from third grade. Bitch, we're in our 40s.
You know what, though? That's a flex I would continue to squeeze off every now and again. Yeah, your hands are shit, man. I am always impressed by. Actually, you know what? Saw a letter the other day, and it was beautiful. They must have used a fountain pen and everything. I mean, it was like the style of cursive that you saw from Thomas Jefferson in fucking the 1770s. It was gorgeous. Every letter was on like, a fictional straight line. It was absolutely immaculate. But that is a weird flex.
I got Thomas Jefferson-esque handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
That's lovely. My cousin once bragged that he never used sunscreen in his life. Said it with total pride, like he was invincible while peeling like a lobster on vacation. And that's not a weird flex. That's just idiocy. That's moronic.
It is, but because I know they didn't mean it like this, but what I've heard now is that the sun does cause cancer. The earth is round. We landed on the moon. Let me just get all that out of the way first. Mm-hmm. But I've also heard that a lot of the chemicals in the sunscreens causes cancer.
The what?
Maybe
Say
I'm
that
wrong.
Again?
That a lot of the chemicals, they're finding a lot of the chemicals in the sunscreens also cause cancer. Oh. So, like, double whammy, like, you're in this UV machine that causes cancer, and if you're out there a lot, and you're like, well, I'm going to be safe, and you keep slathering this cancer-inducing cream all over your body.
Yeah.
It's like you're using one cancer-inducing product to stop the other cancer-inducing product. So the moral of the story is, spend some reasonable time in the sun. Here you go. Spend enough time in the sun to where you don't get burned, but don't wear sunscreen. Does that make sense?
What are you going to do in the water then? What if you're enjoying body surfing, boogie boarding?
Well, as you build up a tolerance and you get that nice leathery Hulk Hogan skin, then you get to spend more time boogieing it up.
I think the Hulkster probably did so much steroids that he was immune. The sun actually like helped him grow more muscles.
Who's the other one? Who was that? Who was that actor? I mean, he might not even be dead. Like I want to say Hamilton or something. I don't know. He was a silver fox. One of the Brolins, maybe. I don't know. There were some of those old cats that got fucking crispy, and they didn't know that. And they grew up wearing Crisco. They didn't put sunscreen on. They put canola oil all over their fucking body.
Who was the singer that Miley Cyrus grinded on?
Oh, Thicke? Robin Thicke?
Yeah,
Alan Thicke?
His dad.
Yeah, I didn't remember Alan Thicke being a golden goddess or anything.
No, man. He lived in a sun fucking tanning booth.
I think you're thinking the same guy I'm talking about, but the wrong name. He looked a lot like Alan Thicke.
Chuck Woolery, he always looked a little darker.
Yeah, those guys. They didn't wear sunscreen, okay? They didn't. But they just, but they spent like, they got to South Florida and they were like, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 3 hours, I don't wear shirts anymore. That's how I think it's supposed to go. I mean, I'm obviously evolution in nature. You live at the equator, you ain't exactly fucking lily white like this guy. There's science. You say science, it works.
Guy in front, I don't know what this is. Guy in front of me got stopped at customs and said very loudly and very slowly to the agent, "I am an international businessman." This was 20 years ago, and I think of it weekly. No actual international businessman has ever described themselves that way. I don't know why I'm chuckling at that. I'm picturing someone saying that. I'm an international businessman.
I can see like an Arab man or an Indian guy thinking that's the line that you use to not be frisked and searched.
That's what they taught you at international businessman school.
Exactly.
That's the college that she's indebted to. That's why it's paying off those loans. My ex said he doesn't even know the name of his son or how exactly old he is. He's married, and his son and wife live in the same house. He's just a dick. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's not even a flex. That's just, I'm a degenerate fuck.
That's just I'm a shitty parent, shitty dad.
Yeah.
This is starting to get more depressing as it goes on. Someone says, I don't read. Let's see here. I worked 80 hours last week. Got a salary job. Jesus Christ. I've had
with a salary job.
Yeah.
I worked 68 hours one week, and it's weird. Our pay scale is like, we're guaranteed 40 hours, but we're hourly. Make that make sense?
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Right? The only people it's not even a flex. I've like a friend of ours, who I know who's in the service industry, talked about working 80 hours, and he's pulling shifts at 2 different bars owned by the same company. And he wasn't even saying I worked 80 hours. He was saying my feet hurt.
Yeah.
My brain's mush.
No, I mean, I do a pretty physical job, and I worked like 68 hours one week, and I just was like, I had one day off. It's like, I was going to fucking die, dude.
Yeah. You can't even, I have managed projects where guys pull like 12-hour shifts 6 days in a row. And then by the end of it, they're like, yeah, like my brain was turned off. Like I was so ineffective that last day. And I'm like, and then I got managers telling me you shouldn't be doing that. And it's like, do you want the job done, or am I going to get bitched at for extra costs that are going to be accrued? It's a lose-lose, but I worked 80 hours. This is a good one. You'll like this. I smoked through all 5 of my pregnancies and my kids turned out fine. My boss told me when I was pregnant, explaining why I didn't want to go to the dock and sit on the dock and smoke anymore. Then Yeah, some of these are don't have any frame of reference. Let's go sit. We used to sit out on the dock and smoke, listen to Otis Redding.
Yeah. Let's just that because when your kid finally does end up like murdering 3 people and going schizophrenic, like you maybe don't want to keep that one a secret.
Yeah, but like this is like the ultimate parent lens. My kids turned out just fine.
Yeah.
Let me be the judge of that. Let me take a peek at your kid's life. Let me see about your 5 children. Let's do a litmus test on the moral fucking compass of these clowns.
And you're also just screaming, "I'm a selfish cunt." Because I couldn't even give up this one dastardly habit for 9 months to save and protect the health of my child.
Yeah, there was a mutual friend of ours. His wife was smoking when she was pregnant after a wedding, and it was such a moral dilemma. I was going to be like, you shouldn't be doing that, but then again, I'm also not, incubating a fucking child in my stomach.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one because I mean, if somebody was threatening somebody's life, like in real, like with a actual, I don't know. I don't want to say like be dramatic and be like, if somebody had a knife to somebody's throat, wouldn't you step in? But I'm not saying there's an equivalency there, but I do feel like
someone like blows like secondhand smoke in someone's face and they say stop. Okay, knock that off, or you take that cigarette elsewhere. Yeah,
but then again, as we've learned, it's not a baby, right?
It's a dolphin.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't do anything around my house. I don't do anything around my house. My wife does it all. Again, shitbag.
I always feel. Look, honestly, it is inside the house. I'm not bragging. Inside the house tends to be her department. Outside the house is my department. I would argue I do a lot less, but the work I do physically is almost equivalent. Does that make sense?
Sure.
It's like if you picked up feathers every day, but then I picked up cinder blocks, say 4 months a year. You know what I mean? Like that's the equivalency of how it goes. But I don't walk around.
If I'm reading this flex as it's read, the wife also did the yard work.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Or they live in a neighborhood and they don't have to do fucking yard work. Ah, dudes that live in like HOA townhouses and stuff. That's just like, my wife does all the housework. It's like, then you don't do shit because you don't have shit to do outside. I have an acre of trees that fucking half of it falls apart every day. So they gotta go pick up 15 to 20 fucking giant sticks and branches every fucking day. So I know you're not doing a goddamn thing.
I have to look up. Some of these might break on me.
Oh, I don't even want to tell this story.
I've told you this. Our middle school industrial tech teacher died that way.
Yeah, Mr. Lapoli.
Mowing the lawn, and the woodworker, and a giant fucking branch broke off. Killed him. Rest his soul. And lastly, I've said this before, and it was popular, so I'll say it again. Anyone who bragged about not getting good grades in grade school.
It depends on how they're doing now. If they have
if they turned out good, well.
The irony. Yes. If you're collecting a substantial paycheck and you have a stable family life and you can make that brag, then that's fine. But if you got a face tattoo and you're on parole and maybe we get it, and it sort of shows.
Yeah, there was always like for someone like myself who busted his ass through grade school. I think I wound up with like just shy of a 3.7 in high school. There was always something compelling about the people who were as smart, if not smarter than I was, who knew to play the C to B game. Just stay out of the fail zone, but not do a lot of work. I was like, man, you got it figured out. You're doing something right.
Yeah, I knew a bunch of people like that to where they were the deal was you could read the room. I'm not going to be valedictorian, and no one's going to remember anyone who's not. So I'll have a 3.0. That's fine. I'll still get into college. Everything's good. And I'll party my dick off every Friday and Saturday. and everything's good.
Yeah,
Good.
they always say there's no prizes for second place. That's not true. Remember the salutatorian got to make a speech at high school graduation. The person who finished second.
Well, and I gotta tell you, the person who finished first in our grade, oof, yeah, that speech. People are still trying to figure out what was said for 35 minutes.
Oh, was it an encrypted message of binary code or something?
Yeah, it was. It was. I'm too smart to like mind meld with these peons, and it was a rambling. It was a rambling series of sentences that were run through a thesaurus. It was something else.
Quotes Mein Kampf or something like that. Yeah, I honestly don't remember either of ours, to be honest with you. I was just busy like focusing on getting down to Ocean City and start drinking.
I just remember
in T-minus 45
right.
minutes, I'm going to be on the road.
I just remember my parents, like, after we got done, like, who was that that gave that speech? I'm like, oh, that was Kara. What did she even say? I'm like, I don't know, Mom. I don't. It's been 4 years. I still don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
she's bound for good things. So you have it. There's a list of weird flexes here on In Between the Holes. Murr, let's get smart. Speaking of being a salutatorian, let's get smart.
Yeah. These will not get you into college or get you a high-paying job, but they are 3 fun facts for you on a Friday. Brought to you, of course, by our best sponsors, obviously. You've got the Shin Splints Recovery Group. You can find them on Facebook. Any pain below the knee and above the ankle. Recently made a commercial for them. We should. I sent that off to the proprietor of the Shin Splints Recovery Group. He was quite grateful for that. And also sent the commercial for the Flat Earth Science Advocates for Truth. You can find them on Facebook as well. And, of course, our good friend, the Cuckster. You can find him on both TikTok and Instagram. It's Cuckster for Life. That's Cuckster for Life on TikTok.
I had to say, your boy here had a shin splint this week.
Really?
I did. Yeah. I've so I have a bottom of the bottom of my foot got dinged up, and it's made my gait a little awkward. And I just finished up, but I've been playing soccer 3 days a week. So the shift in my balance, my retrograde, if you will, caused a shin splint.
Okay. So it sounds like you have some muscle stress, or maybe even a little bit of stress fracture on the bone, and the procedure for that is a little bit of rest and relaxation. There's nothing else. Nothing else.
I'm in.
There's nothing else the group can do for you. I think we've got you all. There's your prescription. Don't do a goddamn thing.
Tailor-made recovery.
But let's get to it. 3 fun facts for you here on Between the Holes. Did you know Spill the Beans comes from the ancient Greek societies that voted with beans? White for yes, black for no. If you drop the jar, well, guess what? You just accidentally knocked all the votes out and spilled the beans to reveal the secret you were voting on.
Damn. I like to hear these little, like, the origins of these little these little quick blurbs like that. That one wasn't nearly as impressive as I thought it was going to be.
Really?
Like, boss, I don't know. Like, I get it, the votes, something like that. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. It just...
Well, I researched this. Well, fuck you then. I researched that one a little bit because apparently, though, there were instances in ancient Greece where if the votes were close and they had to keep revoting, that some, like, someone would accidentally spill the beans so they could kind of get a gauge on who was... Because at the end of the voting process, it would be like yes or no. That was it. You didn't know how many no's were in there or how many yeses were in there. So if it was a tie vote, sometimes they would spill the beans to, like... Or if it was off by 1 or 2, they would spill them just to, like, hey, half you motherfuckers are lying about your vote. Almost kind of like revealing the jar on a game of Survivor. Like, so I thought that one's pretty good because I actually, that was one I wasn't 100% aware of, like the origin of it.
Yeah, you could. I mean, there's voter fraud implications that are interesting. I'm thinking of like beans that are painted after the fact. You know, someone like a hanging Chad interpreter. Like, no,
Right.
This was black. This has been painted.
We've got a gray bean.
What the hell? Yeah, interesting.
Well, this
You said
will
this
be
was what from Greece?
Yeah, the Greeks. So like these secret societies would have like, I don't know, votes on, I don't know how many hot dogs to stick in your anus, and then like, 3 sounds like too many. 2 sounds just right. Let's vote.
This comes from the Stephalopoulos family. I knew
That's
it.
right. Moving on. This one might be right up your alley, though, Wes. Did you know one particularly gross hardship faced by the Apollo astronauts was the cumbersome dignity-stripping process of managing waste in zero gravity? For urine, they relied on a hose and collection bag system that often chafed or leaked, leading to painful rashes, as experienced by the Apollo 7 crew from prolonged wear. It sounds like they had to have this on the whole fucking time. But for solid waste, it was a nightmare. Astronauts had to tape large fecal collection bags directly to their buttocks inside their spacesuits, maneuver into awkward positions, and manually scoop out the results, often resulting in floating globs of poop that could drift around the cabin if not sealed perfectly.
God, that the lessons learned meeting after every mission must have been fucking hectic. Holy hell. That's so wild. I get like you're taping a bag around your anus and getting into a position where you can poop into said bag, and because of zero gravity, some things had to be scooped out. Shoo-wee. How unsatisfying. Next time you're on the shitter and you're like, man, that felt so fucking good, think about Apollo astronauts.
Well, I also thought about the pooping process. So you're in zero G, and keep in mind that even now in 2025, they're still trying to figure out how we can make a baby in space the au-natural way. So where do you put your feet? Like, what do you, like, okay, you got to poop, right? Now, you know, on the ground, like even if you had to go use one of those like squatty holes in the ground like they do in China and all those places, like, you're still in a down position, knees up, ass down, right?
Right.
You're floating in zero gravity. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. I feel like
squatting while spinning.
like, are you just like holding your knees against your chest? Like, and just, yeah, I don't even know the process. I'd like,
God, you could have like, where was Billy Mays when this was going on?
right?
Now I present to you the zero gravity shitter. Sit on this and strap yourself in. And gravity doesn't do the rest.
But, and also I just think about adhesive technologies. You know, I know that we've come a long way. I mean, were they just rubber cementing this thing to their butthole, or like?
Yeah. And I'm thinking about the chafing too. And that when did you get to a point with the female astronauts? You talk about the rubber hose to the male astronauts. Female astronauts were getting.
We didn't have, what? When did Sally Ride go up? I mean, it wasn't until like 82?
4, 3, something like that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, back in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, if you said female astronaut, you would, why? What are you talking about?
We have it all figured out. Now we can get the broads up here.
Yeah. And finally, now I did send you a picture if you need a reference here, but did you know Nepal's flag is the only national flag that isn't a rectangle or a square? It is 2 stacked crimson pendants edged in blue with a white moon and sun. The double pendant shape actually represents the Himalayas and 2 main branches of some ruling dynasty that they adopted in 1962. To keep it perfectly legal, Nepal's constitution even mandates exact proportions. The upper triangle must be built by drawing a circle with a radius that equals the flag's height, then slicing it with precise diagonals. Any deviation makes it unofficial. There's no other flag that has these specs using geometry. So every other flag just has a width and a height.
Yeah.
The Nepalese flag is 2 stacked, like pennants.
It looks like a busted Pac-Man.
Yeah. which is awesome. Good for them. I'd like to see unique flags out there. But I do like that they have to, like, draw this circle and do all this tomfoolery to make it official.
Yeah, I wonder the brainchild behind that, too. Like, yeah, we're going to be unique.
Well, they do have the Mount Everest, so they are known for their mountain peaks. So it kind of makes sense that they went that way.
Yeah, they're known for bringing a bunch of foreigners and dumping oxygen tanks and leaving dead bodies.
Why have we not, like, I don't know. It feels like the Sherpa community, like, really needs to be tapped for some, like, special forces operations. Like, I feel like, get those sons of bitches. There's this, I can't remember. I think they're Indian. I think they were, like, Indian army soldiers. Like, the British military will only accept, like, 1 or 2 soldiers from India, because India used to be under the British Empire, and they're like the best of the best. They would be like considered like the seal upon seal, because you don't even get to try to join otherwise. There was some mission, and it was a low altitude, whatever, like low altitude parachute jump, right? Okay. And they were saying, listen, we need some volunteers here. We need 10 people to volunteer to jump out of these airplanes, and only 5 people raised their hand. They're like, I thought you guys were the best of the best. They didn't know they needed parachutes. They thought it was just a low altitude jump. But 5 of them were still willing to jump without a parachute. Yeah.
400 feet? Fucking A. That's rock and roll, baby. I know the tuck and roll method.
Right? I butchered that story, but I remember reading it and just like, only 5 of you? What the fuck's wrong with you? It was like a 1,000-foot jump. So it was the bare minimum height that you needed for a parachute to deploy. And 5 of them still raised their fucking hands, not realizing they were getting parachutes to jump out of the plane. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's when you know you have the best of the best. Like, all right, hold on. I'm going to have to put you on a different detail. Something with bigger balls. Jesus Christ.
And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
Tonight, before you go, we let you know about Tom Brady, who won 7 Super Bowls, 6 with the Patriots and 1 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Reveals his dog, Junie, was cloned from beloved pet Lua. Sorry, I thought I was missing something there. From his beloved pet Lua, so who died in 2023. So the dog he has now apparently was cloned by a dog that he loved and had in his household. And shit, are we just talking about the ethics of a rich man cloning a dog?
If anybody's going to clone the dog,
could dogs be cloned like that? I mean, is this dog healthy and loving and not
from
stupid?
Well, you know, from what I understand, like, that luxury dog cloning community, dude, I don't know if we talked about it or not. Like, they brought the dire wolf back from extinction. Like, we got the cloning thing pretty down as far as I know, but Tom Brady's a perfectionist, right? If you can give Tom Brady the same parameters, he can perfect it even more. He can shine those edges off, right? He can round the corners. So he knows the dog he had. It was perfect to him, and now he gets to, if I could only start over with Lua and get this Junie. Oh man, it's gonna be a perfect dog. Oh goddamn. He got the money, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah, go for it, Tommy. See what happens.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's just, maybe this is just middle class people who are bitter about this. You had a perfect dog, you know what I mean? Lived 8 to 14 years, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit longer. And then you get another dog and you love it, but it's just not quite like that perfect little hound that you had the first time. You thought, man, God, you know, if I could have had that dog again, but you can't because you make $80,000.
But now you've won 7 Super Bowls and get paid like $50 million a year to talk nonsense on TV about football again. Yeah, you can afford to have your fucking dog fucking put in a lab tube and fucking hatched out of glass. I don't know.
So when does it end? You know, when this one ends, does he clone the other one, or how many perfect dogs in a row can you have?
That's a good point. Do you remember Multiplicity with
sure.
Michael Keaton? Yeah,
sure do.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
I mean, number 2 was perfect. Number 3 was a little off. By the time you got to 5, you got to like Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern days. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe if you kept enough juices from the first dog, you can kind of keep doing that. But I wouldn't clone this dog to get a perfect. Okay. You know what I mean?
You're saying the carbon copy at a certain point down the road, it's going to get fucking weird. And dude, the dog shaving its tongue.
Yes. Yeah. Gotcha. I think you have to go back to the source material every time. But God, that's actually the unethical part is how much of this dog you keeping in a fucking drawer somewhere.
How much petri dish do you have of this of the old one? Yeah. I mean, I think about like now it's got me thinking about just recording something via VHS. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then now the digital copy is supposed to be like a carbon copy of the original. Dog copying seems somewhere in the middle. I don't know. Just seems like it's a mix. It's a mix of it's a DNA strand of an analog and the digital mix.
But see, I think they're so good now that if the original dog had some sort of flaw, let's say that dog died of like some cancer, right?
Yeah.
They can go in and find that gene and be like, let's just edit that, cancer gene out of this one. And you might be able to actually perfect the dog even further going down the line. We need people like this. This is the same reason I'm championing the upcoming enhanced games is let's find the cocktail of drugs that everybody can take to make themselves pristine, perfect.
Yeah.
Rebuild muscle tissue, fix those joints. Why not? It's every era of humanity needs a mad science era. And I'm glad Tommy Boy's
gotcha.
Doing what he can do.
What if something that he can't fix and he gets Caesar, the dog whisperer? That would be a great episode. I'm talking to a clone dog here. I want to put him in a calm, submissive state.
It doesn't bark backwards or anything. It's just
yeah, I can't even do it. No,
it's just a dog. No, my brother actually just had to have a dog whisperer come to his house for his new dachshund. Now this is the thing. This is the third dachshund. So you'd think all dachshunds are the same. Apparently not. The guy apparently told him like, yeah, you guys are doing everything wrong with this dog. It's like, holy shit. Because apparently they had taught one dog to roll over for treats and they taught the other one to sit for treats. So every time they handed one a treat, one would roll over, one would sit down. They'd both be confused and didn't know what to fucking do. So they were off. Yeah. So it dude, man, it's
so what's
nature
the third
versus nurture. Just fucking crazy ass hyper. Well, that's it.
Gotcha.
Well, the first one's dead. These two are now living together, but one's like 10 and one's like 1. So they train one different than the other, but they both live in the same house. So like they're at odds with each other because they've been trained differently. It's just a thing. Yeah, people forget like dogs ain't human, even though you might think you want them to be.
That's one of the core, because I have watched a lot of Caesar the Dog Whisperer, and a lot like the core thing is like you're treating it like it's a human. It doesn't, the emotions and the anxiety doesn't. Like dogs don't have resentment.
Yeah. That is a thing, man. Because a dog's gonna think about this. Like these pit bulls that like rip people's fucking arms off, they love their owners. Their owners ain't nice to those dogs. Like so, dogs have a different emotional response system.
And I think like one of the other things that Caesar is, and I've read into this further. It's a lot of that has to do with the fact that the owners don't present themselves as the alpha, meaning I'll protect you.
Right.
I won't allow anything to happen to you. So when you're weak and anxiety ridden, you'll be like, I just love this pit bull. The dogs will be like, all right, well, I take care of you. I protect you from everything in the world.
Yeah.
And it's why when you get a tame pit bull, they're fucking, they're just snuggly little guys.
Yeah. It's because I see a lot of pit bulls, unfortunately. There's one, oh my God. I mean, it'll knock you over, like rubbing your legs like a cat. It's like a perfect dog, but the owner obviously knew what the fuck he was doing. The rest of them, Jesus Christ. The one rule I've always heard is when you have a puppy, flip it on its back, and like that's why they like their bellies rubbed. They want to be submissive. You're supposed to flip it on its back, aggressively rub its belly, and like almost kind of growl at it. It's like that's you showing like you can't do shit to me. I'm the dominant one here, and then it'll be your best buddy forever.
Gotcha. Ooh, I'll remember that. I may do that to Sarah when she comes back tonight.
You smell like poop.
I've been on a spaceship all night, girl.
You ready to blast off?
That's right. Well, that is all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us in Between the Holes by the Middle Class Holes. You can find us on all your social media platforms at the Middle Class Holes. Check us out. You can email us at tickleourtummies@gmail.com. I haven't checked it. Keith, if you've emailed us in the last 3 weeks, I apologize. Feel free to comment, follow, tell your friends, tell your lovers, tell your dogs as well. Yeah, they're cloning dogs to be able to get on the internet these days. So looking for a cheap pop from Lua or wait, Judy. Sorry, Tom Brady. Love you. All right, we'll see you next week.
And my dick's strong like bull, ready to satisfy my woman the whole night through. I get drunk most every day. Everyone knows Scooter is a gay. Might be on his fuck, I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still up.